have temperature minimum, maintenance, faders, removed high temperature, and break them off. That's how you manage to solve this issue. This one off. So let's go. Aircraft DLB documents, engine managed 1 and 2, engine mode selector, wind shear, weather radar, landing gear, both wipers, batteries, external power, AMPs, and fire dash, JPU, okay, inertial line it up, cockpit lights, data, position monitor, all we have, but we need to do a fast alignment here. This destination, cockpit lights, is briefing, navigation charts. The departure will be Ticket 1 Alpha. Let's make the ticket here for us. Ticket 1 Alpha, departure with Satipu, turn left. Okay, we have the charts, flight navigation charts, airfield data, mail CDL items. Say weather.
Azul 4478 weather at Sierra Bravo Sierra Lima is broken. Visibility is 6 miles. Winds are 081 at 10 knots. Cloud coverage is 3000 scattered. Current QNH is 1011. Temperature 31°.24.
And 31 on temperature, everything is okay for us. Airfield data, mail CDL items, performance already on. So engine, hydraulics, and doors, everything already done. Speed brake, accommodator pressure, parking brake. Check PA. Check PA. Press equipment, driver balance, panels, clear engine covers, and exterior walk around. We will not do the walk around today. CVR test already done on the first flight of the day. Let's start APU, seatbelts on, tripulação abastecimento encerrado. APU start. Everything 60%, 011, 0, calibrated, and 220. Number 2, and let's do our briefing preparation here. Let's request the initialization of the flight plan, and for billing, São Luiz Imperatriz 7,200, we have 8,400. Alternatives, you have Bravo Bravo Echo, and the flight is ASUS 74478. Cost index is 12,380 minus 50. 12,380 with a minus 50. And temperature is 31 right now. Throttle pulse is 52,000. 52. Request São Luiz departure 06 via Ticket 1 Alpha Satipu. This one, search, remove the discontinuities. After Iraji, we are gonna fly U3. U3 and then arrive there in Imperatriz. Let's check what is the sector that we are coming from. Arrival 3, aircraft 07, yeah, 03, 06, better this one. Airport, and remove the discontinuities. Here.
Checked.
This one, case of we don't land there, runway 07, the alternative will be RVB1 Alpha, RVB1 Alpha, search, then continue to the lane, arriving on our nav Zulu runway 07, that's X-ray 07 via 393. Search, remove the discontinuity 2, search, second flight plan, copy. And on second flight plan, what we're gonna do, we will change. After ticket, we're gonna go back to São Luiz, search, and São Luiz arrival. ILS 06, ILS is not working this way. ILS is not working in this airport. Let's change for our AirNav Zulu runway 6 via 42, return. Remove the discontinuity. In case of failure here, São Luiz ready to 40. Right turn, return, second flight plan performance, and 31 degrees, and H1011 now. And the minimum is 577. Bravo, I'm gonna change the fuel here, 8.4, 8.4, performance, change it, acting, next page. The first turn, this departure will be at ticket. There's no limitations on the departure speed, so we can do whatever. Sierra Bravo Sierra Lima 06 for in case of needed return, and the climb speed will be 339 to 188. Confirm?
Confirm.
Okay, already done. So constraint arc 10, no restrictions on this departure. We're gonna climb to 380 direct. Constraint, flight director, constraint. TAC, oxygen test. TAC, oxygen test.
Beleza, tô tirando o fone aqui.
Tested. So we have 133, 137, climbing at 380, 1011. Ground speed 0, 3.4 on ticket, ground VOR for Sierra Lima, India, 0.4. Pressurization auto status normal, fuel 8410 ballast, data position monitor, all nav in 0. Cockpit preparation checklist.
Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
We have 8400 ballast.
Seat belts.
On.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Burrow reference.
QNH 1015.
QNH 1018. Cockpit preparation checklist complete.
Let's remove this. I think we have a stair here. Pci-e and APU is on a bus. Let's remove the external power tube. (4478) ready to copy.
4478 is cleared to Sierra Bravo India Zulu. Fly the Techie 1 Alpha departure with the SATPU transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 06. Climb to flight level 050 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes after departure. Approach on 119.45. Squawk 6164.
Okay, ASUS 4478 clear to Imperatriz, Vladeva 380, departure runway 06, take it to 1 Alpha. After departure 119.45, squawk 6164.
Azul 4478 read back correct. QNH is 1012, let us know when you're ready for pushback.
You're calling for pushback, and now we are almost ready here outside. Nothing connected to the airplane, we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it the first debriefing. The threats that we have here in São Luiz. General aviation, birds, and runway incursion. We're going to maintain visual separation from all of them, and general aviation we have the TCAS blue. For departure, we're going to use runway 06, all the extensions. We are taking off from the Kit 1 Alpha, turn left, first turn. We need to be at least at 4,000, and then go to Saptipo. MSA 2000 and Amora is 2100. The extra fuel and time for this flight to alternate Belém, we have 3.6, we have tankering to return to São Luiz. Hotspots that we have here is only the runway 09 that is now closed, the only intersection Alpha, and then turn back there for a backtrack on runway 06. Stop margin is 326, engine out SID. In case of any engine failure, we're going to climb runway heading, take it, and then turn back to Sierra Lima 044 and climb to 4000, stay in hold, and then return to here. We are under maximum landing weight, so as soon as we decide to return, we need to proceed with the overweight landing procedure. No special operation, and that's it. Cockpit already done. Techie external power.
Tô tirando a fonte. Posso tirar o ar-condicionado?
Affirmative.
Tranquilo. Te aviso quando terminar o cheque de segurança.
And
Checked.
Techie, escuta. Senhoras e senhores, sejam bem-vindos ao voo 4478 com destino Imperatriz. Nosso tempo de voo hoje em 52 minutos, tempo em rota bom. Assim que a gente iniciar a descida, eu volto a falar com vocês sobre nossa meteorologia e também horário de pouso em Imperatriz. Pela atenção, obrigado, ótimo voo a todos. Tripulação, cheque de portas. Techie, escuta. Techie, escuta.
Opa, na escuta. Cheque de segurança efetuado. Portas e porões fechados. Trator e barra conectados.
Vou pedir puxa aqui, eu te chamo.
Beleza, na sua escuta.
Oi, Ana.
Portas checadas. Aeronave ok.
Cara, bom voo, até já.
Bom voo. Até já.
4478, request pushback.
4478 pushback approved.
Pushback is approved for the 478. Tá aqui. Puxa autorizado, cauda direita, acionamento motor 1, depois na sequência 2. We are clear to push.
Iniciando o push. Te aviso quando a área do motor estiver livre.
Roger. Coordenação São Luís. Posição Gate 01, iniciando o push acionamento azul 4478. Let's
Motor
go.
1 livre.
Ciente. Starting engine 1.
N1 girando.
Roger. Checked.
Aplicar parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Removendo trator e barra.
Checked. LiveATC, partida normal no 1 aqui vai sair single. Obrigado pela força, até a próxima.
Até a próxima. Bom voo pra vocês.
1.5. Status normal. Almost forgot. Hi. 4478, request taxi.
4478 taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Charlie. Hold short runway 24.
Brakes released. Taxiway via Charlie by runway 06 entry 4478. Clear right side.
Clear left side.
Brake check. Clear right side.
Clear left side.
Azul 4478 contact tower on 118.9er. Have a good flight.
180.9er 4473. Start engine tube. Clear right side.
Clear left side.
Starting engine tube. After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Calm status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
30.7.
Rudder trim.
Neutral.
After start checklist complete.
Flight controls checked.
Yep. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder check.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Linha backtrack decola 06 em São Luiz Azul 4478. Ready for takeoff.
4478 winds are 061 at 10 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 06, caution wake turbulence.
Clear for takeoff, runway 06. Tripulação preparada para decolagem. Lineup checklist.
Cabin crew.
Devised.
Takeoff runway.
Runway 06.
Runway 06. TCAS.
Theory.
Pack 1 and 2.
Off.
Departure change.
Not required.
Lineup checklist complete.
Let's try to do what the manual says about the journey radius. I think I don't did the taxi checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flaps settings.
Config 2.
Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system.
On and off.
ECAR memo.
Pick off, no problem.
Taxi checklist complete.
Around 3 knots. You apply a little bit of engine on the opposite side, and the turning radius will be normals. Look at that. Perfect. Warm-up time completed. So let's go. Let's keep going. 50%. Forward pressure on the stick. Take off.
Yep.
Monoflex 56, SRS para o aerotransport.
Checked. Thrust set. knots.
Check it.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Now.
Checked.
Azul 4478, climb to flight level 140.
140, 4478. Level 140. Thrust climb, climb at a thrust.
Checked.
Flaps 1, please.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Azul 4478, contact São Luiz, approach on 119.45. Enjoy your evening.
109.45 for São Luiz approach. 4478. São Luiz approach. Good afternoon. 4478. Flaps 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Belts on. And there's nobody here on the approach path, so let's fly direct to Sutton. Confirm?
Confirm.
Set standard.
Standard cross-checked, passing flight level 048. Now.
Check it.
Azul 4478, climb to flight level 220, contact Manos Center on 124.15. Have a good evening.
124.15, climb to 220, Azul 4470. Manaus Center, Masonic Center, Azul 4470, fasten 6000.
Good evening.
Projection off.
Space warp in half refresh.
Imperatriz, the weather is 35 degrees. Jesus Christ. It's stokingly hot. One zero zero. 100.
Tripulação, 10.000 pés.
Clear radio nav.
Here we don't have
Copy second flight plan.
copy.
Progress. Flight level 350 is the optimum and 375 is the maximum.
Let's go 03. Let's see. 5. Let's go 330 as fine. The wind Imperatriz right now, it's 140 with 2 knots, winds calm. Destination taxiway Alpha is closed due to maintenance. Let's see here, Imperatriz is the new apron position. Alpha is closed, only Bravo. Next wingspan is 24 meters. We're gonna finish the climb to 320. As final. And let's get out of here. Gee.
Enable.
Vou pegar para atualizar as cartas aqui de São Luiz. Imperatriz.
As your 4478 climb to flight level 300.
300. 4478. positive rate, yay. Check.
Aplicar parque brake.
Park brake set. Let's go.
Checked. Thrust set. knots.
Check it. We join the climb. It's a short hop today here that we are doing here in the north of Brazil. It's a 50 minute flight from São Luiz to Imperatriz here. It's a really short flight. Before we start, now, as soon as we start to finish our climb, we will start our As soon as we start our climb, we're gonna start a new debriefing for the arrival. It's really short flight. If I could respond, no problem. I don't know everybody about our bus, but we can try. The best practice today is to make a visual approach. What do you think? Okay, now we have on the chat a poll to decide what will be the approach that we're gonna do in the destination airport.
Azure 4478 climb to flight level 380.
Flight level 380. The final flight level will be 320 today. When we will review airport briefing chart material, and would you reveal every single or just a few selected? For example, if you are departing out of airport, for example. Yes, MA, this is Flight Simulator 2024. The airport briefing that we use in our company, the company that I fly for here in Brazil, we already have an airport briefing that we use usually before start or descent and before takeoff, obviously. This is the airport briefing, for example, the format that we have here. Here we have a lot of good information about the support that we have there around the airport. We have the threats like birds and general aviation. We have some poles and final approach there in Imperatriz. Black hole, because the city that we are landing there, the destination is a little bit not that much. It's not a city that we are. It's not a big city, so we have some vegetation around the airport that they have no illumination. So that's why they have the risk of black hole when we are landing there at night. And we have some other information that we need to know for the departure there. Everything that is here inside this document is already here on the charts of the AirDrone 2, but in a way that we can read everything in the same place, so it's easier for us to prepare the aircraft when we have some documents like this one. And everything that you need to know about the destination is also on the AIP of the country that you are flying for, so you will find information there. Fala, carro velho, mais curtinho aqui pra gente fazer. Isso é bem rapidinho, Imperatriz é bem rapidão, já tá quase nivelando. Yeah, that's much simplified format. I see on our graph. Thank you. Cool to know, much appreciated. No problem. Do you personally think it's worth to upgrade 2020 to 2024? Brother, as soon as you start flying in Flight Simulator 2024, you will not get back to Flight Simulator 2020. Especially here in VR, that we have a lot of new technologies that are really advanced compared with Flight Simulator 2020. So for VR, for example, I have a lot of bugs that never was solved in Flight Simulator 2020 that is now really working well here in Flight Simulator 2024. Another thing that you see that is really different is the behavior of the aircraft, especially in the final approach when you are controlling it. When the input that you do in your side stick, you will notice that it's a little bit more closed to what we do in real life in the Airbus. So the airplane is a little bit more, how I can say, it's not that much in the trail like we feel in Flight Simulator 2020. The difference is about 30 to 40% better, because you feel that the airplane is a little bit softer in the air. The transition from the flight to the ground is something that is really noticeable, how much it's changed from Flight Simulator 2020 to 2024. The thing that it's when I needed to fly the Flight Simulator 2020, it's completely different. My landings in the Phoenix in the Flight Simulator 2020 nowadays is horrible. It's impossible to fly there because we are so much used to how the airplane behavior here in Flight Simulator 2024 that it's impossible to get back to Flight Simulator 2020. And I'm flying the 2024 since November of last year, so I have zero issues flying into Flight Simulator 2024 since the beginning of since the release. I don't know why people are so going with so bad performance issues and bug issues, but I have no issues here flying the 2024 since November. And I'm not flying the 2020 anymore because of that. And 1000 to go.
Checked.
currently on 2024 and I haven't touched it 3 months. It's optimized for PC. I must tweak the simulator before I delete 2020. I find it much better, especially the taxi. Yeah, taxi, the flare behavior, and the ground physics. When you are in the flare, for example, the behavior of the aircraft is so much different that you will only notice when you fly the Flight Simulator 24 for a while. If you stay here for a few months flying only the 2024, when you get back to 2020, my God, you feel that it's a completely different scenario. The PC is on the description of the video. I have a 14900K and RTX 4080 and obviously the Quest 3.
Azure 447
VR.
climb and maintain flight level 380.
We're gonna stay on 320.
Azure 4478 descend to cross IZ-006 at 3,000 feet, then descend via the IZ-006 transition for the rev approach to runway 07 to cross IZ-004 at or above 2,600 feet. QNH is 1010 at Prefecture Renato Mora.
Okay, we're gonna descend on RNAV for runway 15, crossing Zulu 006 at 4,600. Well, let's bring the reality again and let's start our briefing for our arrival. Let's see how it's going there. We need to use maximum manual braking to get there. Recently I got my CPL and I'm prepared for the A320 type rating. Any device? Do you have, what flight simulator that are you using? Because if you have Flight Simulator 2024 and Phoenix, that is this aircraft that I'm flying here, is the same aircraft that I trained for my my type rating in the Airbus A320. The thing that, for example, I was before going to the full flight simulator sessions in the company that I fly for, usually I train all my maneuvers here in VR. So as soon as we practice here in VR, you already get those muscle memory for all the flows, that everything that you need to do inside the cockpit. So it was one of the things that really helped me for to get my my type rating in this aircraft was the VR, the possibility to train everything in VR before going to the real simulator. 35, why not?
Disable.
And let's get back to VR to start your before descent.
Enable.
On your point regarding flaring, completely agree. 2020, you don't even feel the flare mode pushing on you down the last 30 feet. On the other hand, 2024, I actually feel the sensation to pull. Yes, exactly like that. The flare behavior in the 2024, it's so much better that it's really noticeable when you change the simulator for a while. That's why I can't fly the 2020 anymore. It's almost impossible to fly there. And let's see the charts for the approach, and let's see the pool, how is going on. What do you guys decide? IFR landing or do a visual approach? Where visual approach is going on better. So let's make here on the second flight plan a visual approach in the Flight Simulator 2024. How we can do that? I'm gonna first change the procedure for only runway 07 return, And then here on Putri, let's do better. Sierra Bravo India Zulu from this point, new destination. Now we have the discontinuity. Sierra Bravo India Zulu runway 2525, so 34042 miles. And we're gonna have a new point here. Now we have Papa Bravo Delta 0146 miles on the heading 255 for 6 miles. And now in Imperatriz we're gonna arrive on runway 07 only, return. So if you see here on the plan what we're gonna have there, you're gonna have a complete, is the runway. We're gonna enter here on the downwind, continue on downwind, base, and then final. Completely perfect. And what is the altitude? Imperatriz. The destination altitude is 407 feet. So let's cross this one here at 2000 and speed 190 to reduce the speed. Now we can activate the second flight plan. The performance will be 400, so 1000 will be the minimum approach procedure for us there. 1011 with 35 degrees, and we are already on the top of descent. Let's go. Let's start our descent here, because we're gonna need to descend a little bit earlier to get the downwind at the correct altitude. So transcidal descent, and let's get back to VR.
Disable.
Here, and let's position again back on the cockpit, reset my view a little bit higher, you guys here and you guys here. For the drag, we are bought a new Pci-e, ensured Phoenix A320 and Transmatter tuning controls. What is the most difficult part for the type rating for A320, so I can focus on? I think it's to understand a little bit of the concept of the systems, and to understand that you need to study the A320 with 3 manuals opened at the same time: the QRH, the FCTM, and the FCOM. You need to have the 3 manuals opened every time. It's the only one thing that you need to understand. The Airbus is an aircraft that you never know everything about the airplane. You never know that. But the only one part of the manuals that you should to know everything, it's the FCTM and the pages that talk about the Airbus philosophy. If you understand the Airbus philosophy that is there in the FCTM, you will understand everything that you need to know to understand this aircraft, especially with the multi-crew environment. So the first thing that you need to read is that FCTM, about the Airbus FCTM, so read about the Airbus philosophy. you'll notice that everything that you need to understand about the aircraft is there. This one, working, and let's go. So briefing for Imperatriz. In the airport briefing we have general aviation and birds. We're gonna maintain visual separation. For the general aviation we will general aviation, and we're gonna maintain visual separation from the aircraft, and we have the GCAS Blue as help. For Imperatriz, we are descending until the MSA of 3000. The moral in the sector that we are approaching is 5500. The extra fuel and time to alternate the lane, it's around 5 tons, because we have, let me just change here, so you have our echo. Fuel prediction, now we have 3.5 tons is the fuel to return to the lane. Guidance for approach will be a visual approach, so on the downwind we're gonna disengage the autopilot, flight directors will be off, and then we're gonna continue to land with flaps full. Stopper margin is 300. Max reverse, auto brake max, gonna change it to medium, but we're gonna apply max manual braking. Landing leaving runway on the Bravo, no hotspots there on the airport. The Alpha is closed, we're gonna use the Bravo because we have a new croquis for the approach there. Let me revise here. So the Alpha is closed, we're gonna use Bravo, and then the position will be gate 4 for us there. Let's make only one change here, that I forgot to change the destination on this guy here. So aircraft, no, it's not aircraft. Flight planner. We're gonna reset. You can use anyone here, and the destination will be Serra Bravo, India Zulu. Serra Bravo, India Zulu. Approach, visual approach. Visual pattern, right turn, straight approach, change procedure. Just send here to ATC, because if we don't do that, we will not have any ground services when we arrive on the airport. Okay guys, everything about the briefing is already revised, so if you have anything to add on the briefing, you are the guys on the safety side of this flight. You can bring on the chat what we're gonna do. And as we told you, we're gonna cross there at 2000 with 190 knots. We're gonna arrive here on Bravo 02 on the downwind. We're gonna make this turn to the final approach, and then complete the final. Planner's 9. Red projection 30.
Space warp in 1/3 of refresh rate.
Semi-roll, receive messages, ASUS, and we have everything there. What else we can do to help us? We can 255 345 on runway 05. Fix info. Sierra Bravo India Zulu runway 25. Oh, sorry, 07. Radio 255 and 345. So now we have two lines here. What those lines were gonna help us? Now we have one line to identify that we are crossing the runway threshold, and another line to avoid us to do not cross the runway center line for the other side of the runway. Two lines to help us with that. What else? And let's revise our approach, visual approach briefing. So we're gonna cross on the A-beam at 2 miles distance from the threshold. There we're gonna activate approach phase. We're gonna continue with the flaps 1. On the A-beam we're gonna start our timer. On the middle of the downwind, flaps 2, and then we start turn to the runway. On the runway base we're gonna use flaps landing gear down, landing flaps full, flaps 3 and flaps full. We're gonna continue to landing with 500 is the stabilization approach. We are the runway there, it's 400 feet altitude. Let's check that. 430, so 930 will be the minimums. 930 feet. That way we decide if with 500 feet we are not stable, we can go around. The go around procedure will be continuing on the downwind. We're gonna climb to 2000, turn left, and then enter downwind again. E aí, Rafael, tudo bem, cara? Sussa. At this point, I think just following the checklist focus. The checklist is the last one thing that you need to get inside the Airbus. I think one of those things that you need to start to training is your flows. For example, the cockpit preparation. The cockpit preparation is not necessary to memorize, because we have the preliminary cockpit preparation here on the checklists. Only the flows that we need to prepare before start our checklist that we need to memorize. For example, before taxi, the taxi checklist, for example, it's a memory item. It's a checklist for a memory item that we need to do is swap with the flows that we need to do before request the checklist. Everything on Airbus is following the actions, the flows, and the checklists. Everything will run in this order. You first do your actions, do your flows, and then the checklist to revise if everything you do is done correctly. Passing 100.
Tripulação, 10.000 pés.
No landing, airport, we're gonna use constraint, and the GPS primary high we're gonna not use, but it's good to have there. Below, everything set. Coordenação Imperatriz 4478 da Azul, passando 10.000 pés, procedimento visual da pista 07, vai informar quando ingressar na perna do vento, 4478. Voando para esses lados aí também, ô Rafa? Mergulhos. We have the airport in sight. We are almost 21 miles and we are already seeing the runway there. What altitude usually for turning on land lights? It depends on the standard operator procedure for your company. The company that I fly for, the landing lights will only be on when we are on with the landing gear down, because in the Airbus, as soon as we arm the landing lights, you can see that outside the aircraft, the landing lights will pop up below the wing, so this will generate a lot of the landing lights here, for example, will create a lot of a drag. It's creating a lot of drag right now. So why are we gonna use the landing lights if we are not creating a lot of drag in the aircraft? So the landing lights will be off until we down the landing gear. As soon as we down the landing gear, we already have a lot of drag, so that's why we start the landing lights now. In the 737, for example, the landing lights will not create any drag because the landing light it's on the fuselage of the aircraft. I think it's the junction of the fuselage where the wings are coming together with the fuselage. The landing lights are there inside the wing, so there's no drag. So most of the companies that I know usually turn on the landing lights when they are below 10,000 feet. But a company that I fly for, only when the landing gear is down. Approach checklist.
Burrow reference.
QNH 1015.
QNH 3008 seat belts.
1.
Minimum.
Barrel 930
Auto-brake.
feet. Medium.
Approach checklist complete.
Activate approach phase.
Approach phase activated.
Thank you. And that's the airport. We're gonna stay 2 miles distance from the runway threshold, and then when we cross this line here, we will start the chrono. We have 6 knots of tailwind, so as soon as we start chronos, we don't need to wait for 45 minutes. We can reduce a little bit more the downwind time. Yeah, I know that is a recommendation for the safety and for you to be a little bit more visible, but here in Brazil we don't have this rule, so that's why we don't need to stay with the landing lights on during this phase of flight. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Tripulação, preparar para o pouso.
That's the airport. Imperatriz. The city is not that It's not a big city here, in the north of Brazil. Signs already on. As soon as we cross the threshold there, I'm gonna start the chrono. Ouch. We are on the beam of the threshold. We crossing the line. Start chrono. Autopilot off.
Checked.
Flight directors off.
Flight directors off.
Bird on.
Bird on.
Set runway track. 075. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
And speed selected 155. I like to stay a little bit more comfortable with the speed during the turn, the base turn. Okay, almost 45 seconds. Let's start our turn. Go around just to this already there, 2000, and now direct to Charlie Fox to update our downwind. Base para final, pista 07 Imperatriz, azul 4478. We do a little shallow descent, 400 feet per minute is the recommendation. Stop this alarm here. Gear down.
Gear down.
That's the runway. Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3. Checked.
Manage speed. Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
ECAR memo.
Landing on blue.
Landing checklist complete.
2 white, 2 red, and we are good. Final 07 Imperatriz, azul 4478. Checked. 1000 stable. In this case, 500 stable. It's not 1000. Checked. 500 stable.
Minimum.
Continue.
Four. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. $70 knots.
Checked. Auto braking.
Auto brake off.
And chrono start. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Imperatriz. Please remain seated. Start any checklist.
Radar and predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing, checklist completed.
Request taxi.
4478, this is Manaus Center on 124.15. Please repeat your request.
He forgot to change the frequency for us, so the runway, the Alpha is closed. I need to go on Bravo. Esse aeroporto já foi tudo decidido. Na verdade, o Imperatriz já tinha vindo de Airbus já também. Já peguei uma chuva monstruosa aqui já para pousar. E de Caravan eu acho que também. De Caravan acho que eu cheguei a vir pra cá também de Caravan. Gostou da curvinha aí? Cara, é tudo técnica. Não sei se chegou a ver o briefing aí que eu tava fazendo na descida, o canal do velho. Tem exatamente a progressão que tem que ser executada ali, é exatamente o que você tem que fazer, bem certinha mesmo, a progressão ali. Let's see, where are my facilities? Let's connect to Imperatriz. Oh, right there. Shutdown 2. Oops. Clear right side.
Clear left side.
Lights off. Brake fan on. Turn down the lights here. Clear right side.
Clear left side.
Very professional, well done, thank you. But again, it's only following the procedures that are... It's only following the manual of the procedures of the manual. This is this procedure is on the Airbus manual. Nothing changed. Really easy to do, and it's always give you the same results. A good approach with a stabilizer landing. Come on, a little bit more. Parking brake set. And start APU. I forgot. We don't have APU 0 here. I think we don't have. Let me see. No GPU, no APU 0. So let's start APU a little bit faster. Maintenance, ground controls, APU quick start. And this one. APU lead on. Shut down engine 1. Tripulação, por gentileza, check as portas. On off. Parking checklist.
Parking brake off chocks.
Parking brake set.
Engines.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Yellow electrical pump.
Off.
ATC.
Standby.
Parking checklist completed.
Okay, parking is completed. Let's do the replay now.
Cabine, ARZOPA.
Oi, Tech, tudo bem?
Tô ótimo. E vocês?
Bem também.
Sejam bem-vindos. Como tá a máquina?
100%, sem reportes, aeronave ok.
Me passa o remanescente e o óleo.
Ficamos com 5.800, é o combustível de retorno para São Luiz. Estamos com o motor com 19.
Beleza, anotado. Vou iniciando o abastecimento com o recomendado, ok?
Combinado, obrigado.
Qualquer coisa me chama.
A aeronave tá calçada? Vou soltar o freio aqui. Let's start engines and let's watch the replay now. Phoenix. Final state. Ready. Activate. Let's jump out of VR now. Where's the OBS? It's hard to do everything without your eyes.
Pixel override in 1.9.
Em 2013 tinha Correios. 2013 realmente foi a época que eu entrei na TWO, ainda na Tio Flex. Aí eu fazia alguns voos aqui pra essa região, mas era malote na verdade. Trazia dinheiro pra galera aqui. Eu era o cara do dinheiro naquela época. Só pegar o pão pra passar essa manteiga. Mas o que você acha? É sorte ou técnica? E é meio que... E é sempre assim, o canal do velho é bem... A técnica se aplica toda vez do mesmo jeito. E ela funciona toda vez, cara. É bem parecido. igual você faz no avião, a mesma quantidade de comando que você aplica aqui no Fênix, ele reproduz igual no avião real também. Aí, por exemplo, quando eu vou voar o Taurus, já é totalmente diferente. Tipo assim, pô, eu faço o que eu faço no avião real e o avião não responde igual ao avião real, entendeu? Então, você vê que existe essa diferença grande aí, né, de... Cara, não acho legal esse lance de fundar VAs. Eu acho assim, a gente tem um monte de VA ruim hoje. Ao invés de todo mundo juntar e fazer uma VA decente para tudo, não, fica aquele monte, tipo 6 VAs da Azul, 5 VAs da Delta. Cara, junta a galera que é boa em tudo, a galera que é do marketing, a galera que é da parte de diretoria, a galera que cria eventos. É legal juntar esse povo tudo junto e aí sim fazer uma VA decente com essa galera toda junta, né? Ao invés de ficar criando várias VAs, né? Essa Azul virtual que eu vou hoje também já atende bem já. O Borba lá com a galerinha da Azul virtual, eles são muito bons, cara. O sistema da Azul funciona bem pra caramba. Sobre o lance da VATC e Val, eu já discordo. Eu acho que nunca que as duas podem se juntar. Nunca, nunca, nunca. São filosofias de operação completamente diferentes, cara. Não tem condição. Bom, pessoal, desconectando aqui. Well, guys, I'm now leaving the stream. Thank you for being here and have a nice week. Bye bye.